All right, I want to welcome everybody to the Summer Games um, webinar. I'm super pumped to see how many people are here. We will go through and we'll talk a little bit about all the information that you need. I will have some of my committee members from the Summer Games come in and speak specifically on some slides, and then we'll go into all the details, and then we'll go ahead and have a question and answer at the bottom at the end of the hour, okay? So this is super exciting. We are 55 years now of Summer Games and 35 years being held here at Penn State University. We'll have over 1,700 athletes, 750 coaches. We are at 44 delegations, which is including Virginia. If you could please go ahead and put yourself on mute, I greatly appreciate it. I will be talking on the slides later in this presentation about these major changes, which is we will be having breakfast and dinner at the Bryce Jordan Center, and then we will have lunches at all the respective venues. I'll go more in detail on the slides when they come up. So next, we're going to be talking about transportation, arrival, departure. Is Paul or Rick on?
I'm on, Erica.
Okay, I keep on letting Paul in, but I don't know if he's on. So I'll leave. I want to introduce Rick Vaughn is our arrivals and departure, our transportation parking committee member. And I want you to listen to Rick, and he'll be able to give you some really great information for this year. Go ahead, Rick.
Okay, so for arrivals for buses here, excuse me, we're going to be using the gravel lot behind Medler Field. You can see here we're going to have people come in. The map isn't quite right. That will be updated in the coach's handbook. But what we're going to do this year is buses are going to come in. They're going to come into this the gravel lot that is actually behind Medler Field. And what we're going to do is we're going to form a first in, first out queue around the parking area, the little roads there, so that as buses come in, they will get in line, and they will be, so we can avoid having anybody sitting there for a long period of time, which I guess occurred last year. So when the buses arrive, they get in line, and as we're dismissing buses, you're just moving up in line. So that'll be one little change that we had from last year. And then the other thing we're going to try to do is we're going to try and stagger when the buses arrive. So we're going to put together a schedule of arrival times for the delegations. Hopefully this too will speed up the arrival process. It'll keep the buses from waiting too long out at Medler Field. So again, we're just trying to do a few things here to make the arrival process more efficient, smoother, and a better experience for everybody that's coming in. The one thing that we definitely want to stress is that the buses have to go to the staging area. If buses show up, and we tell everybody this every year, if buses show up at the dorms and we do not have you checked in, we're going to send you back. The other thing that we want to make sure does not absolutely happen is that buses come and they drive over to East Halls and they park on the road and unload. We absolutely cannot have that happening. For one thing, it's a safety issue. For another thing, we don't know that delegations have arrived if you're doing that. So it's very, very important that you go to the staging area so that we know exactly who's there and when. As far as personal vehicles, so this year parking is a little better than it was last year. Last year we had some issues because Eisenhower deck was under construction because of a sinkhole. So this year we have a significant number of parking spots in the east parking deck. And so what we're asking is that anybody who is coming in a personal vehicle, we're gonna send out a link, once I get them, to have you register to park in the east parking deck. And so when you arrive, excuse me, when you arrive in State College, do not come to the bus arrival area. We're trying to keep that clear for buses and for oversized vehicles that need to unload. What we're gonna ask everybody to do is go to the east parking deck, park, unload your cars from there to your dorms. In that way, we can relieve some of the congestion that we've had in the parking area where the buses and the big trucks and multi-person vans come in. Again, it's a little different than last year. The other thing that is gonna occur is the area where people had pulled into Findlay Commons is gonna be blocked off. There's gonna be an AOT there to make sure nobody goes in there. Yep. The other thing that occurred last year is there were cars that parked in the Cata pull-off on Curtin Road. That is absolutely unacceptable. Cata was extremely dissatisfied with us last year because of that, because cars were parking there, turning on their flashers and walking away. People were walking away from their cars. So for this year, we want everybody just to go right to the parking deck. And you will have, like I said, we have 200 spots in that parking deck, which hopefully will cover everybody.
Hey, Rick,
Yeah,
can you repeat? There's a comment out there. Can you repeat about creating arrival times for delegations? Scott had a question about that.
oh, sorry, I didn't see the chat, sorry.
I'll bring them up as they come up, but I just want
Okay. Yeah, so what we're gonna try to do for the buses is to give them an arrival time, say 9 o'clock, 9:15, 9:30, 9:45, you know, just something so that we can stagger when the buses are arriving. So if you can work with your bus company to try to be in State College around the time we're asking you to arrive, then what we're gonna be able to do is limit the number of buses that we've got waiting out at Medler Field. And hopefully, again, make it more efficient and make it a better experience for people that are arriving and waiting out there. So is that good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, Center County. Yeah, definitely. You can meet on your own. But again, we are asking you not to come to the normal drop-off area where we have the oversized vehicles and the buses. If you want, you can go to, I mean, most people don't stay as far as Center County, as far as I know. If you want to go over to East Hall or East Deck, you know, pay for parking because you're not going to be there the entire weekend. If you're going to be there the entire weekend, then sign up and register. If not, I'd ask you to just go over there and, you know, unload there, and then pay for an hour or however much it was and then leave.
Hey, Rick, I'll answer the chats for you unless
Okay.
there's one I can't answer.
Yeah, so there was one about, you know, if you don't register to park in East Deck, yes, you can park in Stadium West for free. You can also park in Jordan East for free. Yeah, at some point we will share the arrival times. We have not put that together yet. Dorm check-in process. I don't know what that is as far as people who are arriving by personal vehicles. I think it'd be the same as it was last year.
Rick, how about you keep going through your piece of the presentation and then maybe we can take some of these at the end.
Okay, okay. Just the one on the height restriction on the east parking deck, if you have an oversized vehicle, we'll have a link for you to register in lot 82, which is over by the bus arrival area. We're reserving that area for oversized vehicles. Okay, and so I would be getting to that here in a little bit. But just you can see here, there's some construction at the corner of Park Avenue and Bigler Road. So we're asking people to use Curtin Road to access the east parking deck. Yep, you go to the next slide. So again, oversized vehicles. We have a limited number of spots by Earl Hall, but we're asking anybody who's coming in a multi-passenger van, bringing a U-Haul, a panel van, something that's too large to fit into the parking deck. We'll have a link or a QR code for you to reserve a spot in the parking lot. And that is going to be reserved for oversized vehicles. And I'm asking anybody, please, if you have any, your normal personal car, please do not register your car in that parking lot. And this needs to go out to all the delegations, to anybody who's coming by car. And again, we will have separate QR codes or links for that, for lot 82 and for the east parking deck. Another little change here, as far as arrivals go, in prior years, we've had our volunteers taking luggage to all the dorms, and it takes quite a bit of time. There's a chance that we're going to be in McKean and Pennypacker. So what we're going to do this year, again, to try to make it more efficient to get the buses in and out of there during arrivals, is the 5 dorms that are right there by the parking lot, Tenor, Brumbaugh, Earl, Stewart, and Hastings. They're close enough where, when we unload the buses into the bins, we will take the bins over to those dorms and unload them. For any of the other dorms, what we're going to do is we'll unload the buses into the bins, but we will go into the quad area, the grassy area between Brumbaugh and Stewart Halls, and we'll unload your luggage there. So the delegations will want to meet us there. We'll unload your luggage and you can then take it to your dorms. This will allow our volunteers to get back to the arrival area to be able to unload the next bus. Again, it's something that we're hoping will make this more efficient, put a lot less stress on our volunteers, because sometimes we don't have a whole lot of them. And they work pretty hard during this time to get you out of the buses and into your dorms so that you can start, your games experience. You can see the parking map here. Most of this I've gone over. For some of the SOPA staff, that lot YH is where they are going to be parking. The one that says lot 82, which is right in front of Hastings Hall there, that is going to be reserved for the buses. And then any parking spots that are there are going to be blocked off. They built an island there that juts out into the parking lot that kind of makes it difficult to park cars and bring buses in there all at the same time and keep things safe. So that lot 82 with no label on it is going to be empty. But you can see, we've gone over the arrivals and how to get here and where everybody's parking. So again, I can't stress it enough. Register before you leave home. We are not going to have anybody in the parking lots like we did last year. That actually turned into quite a fiasco, for lack of better terms. It really gummed things up as far as people coming in. So we're asking that everybody please register before you leave home. And again, we will have a parking help desk phone number and their hours of operation. I've asked to try and get the links to the parking lots, to get to you sometime next week, so that we do have adequate time, if you're having any issues, that you can call the parking help desk and get help. Again, Stadium West is free. Jordan East is also free if you're not able to get your car registered. As far as departures go, it's gonna operate a little bit differently than arrivals, but very similar to the way it has in the past. We're gonna be using the back two lots of Porter North. Last year, we had an issue during departures, which conflicted with a Spikes baseball game, which resulted in the AOTs and people releasing buses down to the departure area. And so we're gonna be using the back two lots in Porter North to stage the buses. The one difference that we want to make this year as far as how we operate back at the arrival or the departure area is I'd like to have, a delegation representative in touch with the bus drivers. And for the bus drivers to call the delegation rep, whether it's the HOD or somebody else, to let them know that they have checked in to the staging area. So once that's done, and then once your delegation is ready, so I need the buses there, delegation ready, then the HOD or delegation rep can come down to SOS and tell us that the buses are here and you're ready. And then we'll try to give you some type of, go back and get your delegation, bring them down for staging in the staging area. Or you may have to wait there a little bit until we can determine, exactly when you might be getting dismissed. Trying to do that so that we, don't have 20 or 30 people sitting in SOS like we did last year. So just something a little different, again, hopefully to make it more efficient in the departure process. But this also, again, can you go back? And I don't think we had a problem with this last year, but again, we want you to come through the staging area, the buses. We want the buses to come to the arrival area. We can't have people loading up on the street. Again, it's a safety issue, and we may not know that people have actually left. So we want you to follow this so that, we keep everybody safe. So again, I kind of went over this, just be in contact with your bus driver, and after, they've checked in, that your delegation is ready, come down to SOS and then we'll work it from there. So I guess you want me to cover this one too?
I can cover it. It's no problem. Thank you
Okay.
so much, Rick, for all that. We'll get to everybody's questions at the very end. See, there's lots of questions, but we'll get to all of your questions. So basically, the communication with the HODs is we will be emailing you prior to summer games. It will be a week in advance. We're going to be giving you the reserved parking spots. We'll be telling you where families and spectators could be parking as well, give you the parking locations, and then what to bring, what not to bring. And then please remember that there is a text messaging service that we've been utilizing. We started last year and it was very successful, and we got a lot of responses that we want them to continue with this. So we will be using our text messaging service. For the shuttle stops, our shuttle stops will loop every 15 minutes. It'll be continuous. You must wear your credential to get on the bus. These are the schedules for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We will have, for opening ceremonies, and I'll talk about it a little bit later, we will have 3 ADA buses from Medlar Field to, actually from Medlar, from BJC to Medlar, and then you must pre-register to get onto the ADA bus. We will be sending that link out as well this next week. So for SOS, we all know that SOS is in Findlay. It'll be in the same location as it has been in the past, 124. I've highlighted this. Please make sure you save this phone number. This reaches SOS directly. Their hours are from 6 to 11. This will be the main communication point for all your emergency needs. This is where there will be lists of cell phones for staff, coaches, and HODs so that we can get in touch with all of these people to make sure that you are in communication. Our medical service will be located in SOS, and I'll talk more about medical on another slide. But basically, if there is a need for an emergency, you must call 911. Police services, they're going to be located throughout campus at key crossing areas, most importantly at arrivals and departures and opening ceremonies. They will be roaming outside the East Halls at night, and there will be no coverage when SOS is closed. And if, again, there is a need, an emergency, you must call 911. So for the key reminders for the HODs, you must provide a driver's link to pre-register for your arrival time. This includes a license plate per registration and a 1 pass per person. There is no loading and unloading at Penn State's streets or on the campus. And make sure, as Rick had said, you call and communicate with your bus driver. And then we want to make sure everybody has a quick time moving out and departing. So please do a roll call on the buses, but make them fast because we want to get everybody in and out appropriately.
Can I make one more comment, Erica?
Absolutely.
Okay, just because I think we skipped it, or wasn't on the slides. So for departure for personal vehicles, we are asking that when you're ready to leave, you go directly to your cars in East Deck with all of your stuff. Do not come to the East Hall's parking lot to load up. And again, we're doing it to try and keep the congestion down and to make us more efficient in getting the buses in and out of there. So just one other thing, you know, that your East Deck parking is park, unload, and when you're ready to leave, load up and you know, make your way safely home.
Thanks, Rick.
Yep.
All right, for housing, as Rick has talked about before, we will be housed in East Halls in this area right here. These will be our backup hotels if we need to fill in any more. But as of right now, we are working with a committee member, Beacom, and myself on getting the housing all set, ready to go. We have a meeting with housing tomorrow to go over final logistics. These are the dorms that we're working on right now. And for, it's actually, that should be changed, but it is Finley Commons, where we will have the SOS room 124 on this corner area. And then the big glassed in room back here will be the SOPA headquarters. And I'll also talk about a coaches meeting that will be held in that room on other slides further down in the presentation. So for housing, if you've all been here last year, you know the drill. They're newly renovated. They're temperature controlled rooms, 2 single beds for each room. Penn State will only provide a flat linen for you. So you must, if you would like to have some more comfort, go ahead and bring bed coverings, blankets, whatever you need, pillows to make yourself comfortable to sleep at night. Penn State will not provide those services. You will have a small refrigerator and microwave oven in the rooms. So you will have your showers and bathrooms in the hallway. They're private bathrooms that you go into and you can lock and have a bathroom and a shower. So please remember to bring your towels, face cloths, soaps, everything that you need to be comfortable. Most importantly, what we have been asking, and it should have been on our slides for arrival, do not bring any flat screen TVs or large objects. That caused a lot of problems with move-in. So please leave your flat screen TVs at home. We've got a lot of other opportunities for you to socialize and have a good time over summer games. Actually, let me go back because I just remembered I wanted to talk more about this key card. This is something new. All of East Halls has key cards. There will not be keys for the dormitories at all. So as you can see, the key cards will be put into a plastic lanyard that will be attached to your credential. You must keep that on you at all times. If you leave your room is going to automatically lock and you are locked out. So you must have your key card to swipe to get back into your room. Same thing with the doors entering into the dorms. You must have the key card to get into the dorms. All dorms will be locked at 11 o'clock. So please make sure that you all are back by 11 p.m. For competition, we will have this because this is summer games and our spring sports will be here at summer games. Golf and softball will have their summer season and they will have a championship in the end of August. So we will be having, put you guys on mute, please. We will be having athletics, basketball, equestrian, gymnastics, swimming, and tennis. So for the outdoor track, this is something I wanted to show you. Obviously, I'm not putting all of the events that are happening at outdoor track. I would have to have 5 slides for that, but just wanted to give you an idea at the outdoor track. This location right here, people will be coming to drop off athletes. I have put in here no parking. We will have no parking signs along this strip right here and right down at this lower level. Penn State will definitely send you or give you a ticket, and we are not going to make accommodations and pay for your ticket. You must abide by the rules and do not park in this location. It's a safety reason for Penn State University. This lot down here is open for all of the track and field participants and visitors down in this lot down here. So for the IM building, we will have the 5v5 and basketball skills in the intramural building. I will talk on other slides about the IM field back here. This is where we will have some really fun activities, and I'll talk more in details when I get to those slides. The white building, we will have gymnastics and 3x3 basketball. Snyder Ag Arena, we will have equestrian. Outdoor swimming, obviously we'll have individual teams and skills at the swimming pool in the outdoor area. If for some reason, I will talk on this on another slide, but if there is weather issues, we will go into the natatorium and provide swimming competition in the natatorium. New this year at the Sarney Tennis Center, we will have all the outdoor courts at the Sarney Tennis Center, and we will have these 4 pickleball courts here on Curtin Road to do short courts. So it's just a short walk up to this from the Sarney Tennis Center to the pickleball courts. Now, this is what I'm super excited about. I know all the coaches will be excited and thrilled about this. We have created rooms for the coaches meetings at night in the East Halls area. So for basketball 5v5 and skills, they will be in Earl Hall in the first floor meeting room. For athletics, it'll be at Finley Commons over here, which is where the Edge Coffee seating area is. You'll have that whole entire area for athletics. Swimming coaches meeting will go into the Finley Commons room 122. And then basketball will be across the way in Johnston Commons in room 103. These are for all of the evening coaches meetings, and I'm sure they'll be very excited that they're only walking within this short area of East Halls instead of going to the Thomas building or to the Forest Resources building. For special events, we will be having our dinner at the Bryce Jordan Center, and I'll talk about that later. You will have opening ceremonies pending, making sure, cross our fingers, that we don't have any rain like we're having this week at Medler Field. Once you are done with having dinner, the delegations will walk over to Medler Field, and then they will exit from Gate B here, walk over to Medler Field. We will have some ADA buses, and I will send those links to you next week to apply to be on the ADA buses for Medler Field. For the opening ceremonies at Medler Field, we will have delegations walk from 5:15 to 7 p.m. While people are still finishing up dinner at the Bryce Jordan Center, the folks that have just finished dinner and walked over, Sheets will be providing the ice cream sandwiches for you. We will have an action sports demo, an athlete meet and greet in the concourse of Medler Field. There will be various games for athletes and spectators and friends and coaches to go ahead and play these games while they're waiting. There will be photo opportunities, and then we will have the assigned delegation seating. We'll have the 6:35 to 7 p.m. unified sports experience, and then opening ceremonies will be fantastic from 7:15 to 8:30. As I said, we will have assigned delegations, and we will have these for you prior to coming after Scratch and Activation on May 29th. The next special event is what I talked about earlier. Behind the IM building here is the IM Fields. We will have Olympic Village. We'll have Olympic Village right here in the middle, and then we'll have Sports Fest over here to the right. And then over here is Healthy Athletes. They will be here at the IM Field instead of at East Halls where they were last year. For Olympic Village, I just blew up the area right here so that you could see. This is where we will have the petting zoo. We'll have motorcycles on parade. We'll have therapy dogs, superheroes, face paintings, dunk tank, petting zoo, mascots, fire trucks, you name it. We're just trying to up the ante here for Olympic Village and make sure that everybody has a great experience at Olympic Village. Last year, new was the AHN Chill Room. We had it in room 108 of the IM building last year. We are bringing it out of room 108 into a Healthy Athlete tent on the IM field. The locations, I'll show you on the next slide, but this is very important. We got a lot of wonderful responses, and we hope to really provide athletes for a safe environment, calming environment, make sure they have really great experiences. This is not just for athletes, it's also for coaches and HODs as well. And here are the Healthy Athlete locations. If you went down where E is, there's a road here that will take you back to East Halls, but this will be the Healthy Athlete registration. You'll have Opening Eyes, Special Smiles right here, and then Fun Fitness, Fit Feet, and then Healthy Hearing will be inside room 138 of the IM building, and we'll have healthy promotions here as well. I can talk on the next slide here just to give you a better idea for those folks that don't know much about Healthy Athletes. We will have Fit Feet, which is all about the podiatry. It's only 10 to 15 minutes. Audiology, 15 to 20. Opening Eyes will be pretty much the longest. Special Smiles will be with our dentistry folks, 15 to 45 minutes. Fun Fitness will be all different types of physical therapy, working with a lot of our clinicians. And then Healthy Promotion Tents will be all about the health and well-being. And Strong Minds is for your emotional health. So Healthy Athlete details. Everybody must fill out the consent form before any of the screenings. You can reach our colleague Charla Stein at this email right here, beginning of the day. The consent form will also be in the HOD coach's handbook, and they will also be at the registration tables. Please make sure that you fill out these consent forms before any of the screenings. This is really neat. We're going to have healthy athlete passports. This will be so the clinicians can go ahead and put in the results and recommendations from each screening, and then we'll be able to take that and help the community further down how to get the information and how to get better service in their community. And I'll talk about that later on a different slide. So athletes, if they attend at least 5 disciplines, they will be entered into a raffle for a brand new Fitbit. And yes, you can be a multiple winner. So make sure your athletes get involved with this and get at least 5 disciplines in order for them to get the special raffle drawing of a Fitbit. The athletes who are attending these screenings receive free glasses, pedometers, earplugs, I should say, dental care, mouth guards, insoles, and so much more. It is super important that you make sure your delegations get to the Healthy Athletes location at the IM fields. They will get so much from it and they will become healthier in the meaning. Reason being, we have 6.5 million people who have intellectual disabilities. They're 2 times likely to be obese and have cardiovascular disease and asthma, 5 times likely to have diabetes, and their life expectancy is only within the average of 20 years. So we're really trying to promote healthy athletes and make sure that you guys take advantage of this location at our state level events. So when I talked about that, the follow-up care, so we'll make sure that all those screenings and all the information that was put down by the clinicians, that the athletes will have referrals and receive additional care within their communities. The goal is to increase access to their health care and improve the health status for our intellectual disabilities. I've already talked about the free possibilities of glasses and goggles and insoles. It's a great experience for all of our athletes. So with meals, this is a big update. East Hall's cafeteria, their dishwashing service is down. They are working on renovating the dishwashing service. So there will not be any food service in East Hall's cafeteria. BJC, which is known as the Bryce Jordan Center, their catering company has been wonderful and working with us, Paul, myself, and our committee to really help make this a better experience for you since we will not be able to eat in the cafeteria. The seating will be limited, so make sure when you arrive here at Gate A, this is Gate A, this is University Drive, Curtin Road will be completely shut down. It's shut down right now for construction. So you will walk over to Gate A. You'll enter in Gate A and you will come over to the right-hand side to have breakfast and dinner service. Please be mindful that we need to get a crew in and out for your dinner and breakfast service. Do not hang out. You can go outside. You can go back to Healthy Athletes. Enjoy Healthy Athletes. Visit with your friends. Socialize at Olympic Village. So we really want to make this experience for you. It's new for all of us. We want to make it the best experience possible. So please be mindful and do not hang out at the BJC. All lunches will be provided by Sheetz at all your respected venues. This means you do not leave the IM building from basketball and walk over to the BJC and expect a catered lunch. You will not have that. Nobody should be going to the BJC for lunches at all. So I'll just give you a rundown here. You can take a look at this. I will be giving the slides and the recording out to you on Friday, but just to give you an idea, we're going to have a really nice Italian dinner for you for early arrivals for the HODs at the Bryce Jordan Center, breakfast as well, and lunch. Our main dinner together as all of the delegations, everybody together, will be Thursday night at the Bryce Jordan Center. We're going to have a really great meal of, hot dogs, chicken breasts, hamburgers, veggie burgers, all that kind of stuff to get you in, enjoy, and get excited to go over to Medler Field for opening ceremonies. I'm not gonna go through the rest of the meals. You can see them, but most importantly, we will not be able to provide for family and guests any food service at the Bryce Jordan Center or at the venues. There will be family guides at all the Ask Me stations throughout campus and in the HOD bags and at SOS and registration, and also the SOPA headquarters. We will have these guides of suggestions of where your families and guests can go on campus to have breakfast, lunch, and dinners, or where they can go downtown to utilize the restaurants downtown. I just was able to receive today some passes to park for free downtown. So I will talk more about that at registration, but this will allow our families and guests to be able to go downtown and be worry-free about having to pay for parking downtown. So for the emergency action plan, these are the important numbers. They will be here. They'll be on the slides for you. They'll also be in the coach's handbook, and we'll also have them throughout campus so that you will have them if you do have any need to reach for us at the Findlay Commons desk about housing, or the medical center, SOS, and SOPA headquarters. I'm going to just go through this. This is our shelter in place, inclement weather backup plan, and evacuation plan. For opening ceremonies, the shelter in place will be the concourse. The overhang is very large and will fit all of us there. Backup would be the Bryce Jordan Center for opening ceremonies. Sports fest and dance. If we do have inclement weather, we do not have access to the Bryce Jordan Center or Pergola, we will be canceling the sports fest and the dance. So as you can see, these are then the sporting event venues. This is where the shelter in place and inclement weather will be. I spoke about swimming, that they will go into the McCoy Natatorium. And then Sarney Tennis Center will go into the tennis center. And then there will be open fields at the entrance of the complex to evacuate. As you can see, multi-sport facility is for athletics. And then outside fields between the complex of the Bryce Jordan Center, IM and White Building and Equestrian, they'll all be remaining indoors. So if you have a day of illness, we will have medical providers who are athletic trainers, physicians, and other professionals throughout the Commonwealth helping assist. If you have an athlete or a coach that needs to be transported to the hospital by ambulance, you must have attendance at the emergency room. They can provide free vouchers for you to take a taxi back to return to the dorms. If there is an event where the athlete needs to be picked up at the hospital, you can make those arrangements through our SOS Operations Center in 124 Johnson Commons. We will have athletic trainers and EMTs available at most every single venue for immediate emergency care throughout the games. If you do need to request any emergency or medical or police assistance, please contact SOS or just simply dial 911. So for night of illnesses, if there is an illness or an injury, please contact EMS by calling 911. A representative from your delegation is required to be present during the treatment and the travel to the hospital. Remember to take a copy of the athlete's application for participant medical to the hospital with you. That's super important because we will be needing that at the end of the service. Excuse me, I'm starting to lose my voice, but for the SOPA communication, I just wanted you to know that this Friday, May 23rd, I will be sending out to HODs and to the sport directors the coach's handbook with the revised schedule, this webinar recording and the slides and the updated delegation reports. You can also find on our SOPA website underneath Summer Games event information, everything that you need to know about Summer Games, updated schedules, campus map, results will be updated. We'll also have a text message service as well for you to be reached out to. So the week of Summer Games, we will have an email that will be a welcome to Summer Games email. In there, we will have reminders of what to pack, what to bring, what not to bring, any updates on the Rivals. Rick and Paul will be working with me to get that information on the Rivals parking and departure. And then, as I said before, we will be utilizing a text messaging communication with you throughout the entire games. It will be a welcome on the first day. It will be all the updates, you know, reminder, hey, don't bring your tent chairs into the IM building to sit and watch basketball 5v5. Tent chairs are not allowed in. So it would be something like that to send out as a text reminder. As you can see, here's our link for social media, and please share your pictures, hashtag PSU Summer Games 2025. We will be having evaluations throughout the Saturday of Summer Games. So please, we will have volunteers and also SOPA staff utilizing our tablets with SurveyMonkey, and they will be out just interviewing you, talking to you, talking to your athletes, talking to families. We just really want to make sure that we hear you and that we get all the information to make sure that we can make a better Summer Games if there's anything that we need to do and improve on for 2026. And with that, I just want to open up. I'm going to stop the slide here and open up so that I can see everybody. This is our time for question and answer. We'll have Rick and Paul and Michelle Boone and myself on to answer these questions. I'll have Michelle look at the, let me stop here. I'll have Michelle look at the questions and we can start sharing those and answering your questions for you. Okay, I am just going to start in here with what are the plans for lunches for gluten-free food allergies? I had a list of 35 gluten-free requests. Those are given to the Bryce Jordan Center Catering. They are going to create a gluten-free lunch and they will be provided at our loading dock at the Bryce Jordan Center, and will go out with the Sheets lunches to the respective venues. Our drivers have the names, the sport that they're at and the venue that they're at, and they will have their names so that everybody will get their gluten-free lunch.
Yeah, I think just to add, there were a few people that asked about this, that any dietary needs should have been included on the housing form. There was a column for those things there. If you did not do that, can you please get those requests to Erica immediately? The deadline has already passed for us to put in those requests with catering. So we really need that information from you as soon as possible if it was not already included.
Erica, this is Karen Johnson from York.
Hi, Karen.
Hi. I have some that have food allergies, and in the past, when we were in the cafeteria, they would go up to one of the workers and say, I can't have MSG or something. And they were always able to point them in the right direction. So
yes, Karen.
what are we doing with the catered one?
We're basically, the catering at BJC is copying what we did in the past with the catering at East Halls. We will have vegan signs, vegetarian signs, we'll have gluten-free signs. And if anybody does have a certain food allergy, they can ask what they could provide for them. We'll have vegetarian options, we'll have gluten-free options, and but I can't say if you have a red dye allergy that we would have an option for that, but we could steer you in the right direction.
I think
It's similar
the
to what the
key,
cafeteria was.
I think the key should be that What will be different is it isn't like a buffet situation where you walk up to it. These are concession stands, and the BJC, their employees will be handing you the meals. So when you ask that question, they'll either give you vegetarian, gluten-free, or a normal meal.
For the Sheets lunches at the venues, is there gonna, or will there be vegetarian ones there, or will there be ones? I have somebody
Yes,
that-
there are cheese only.
Okay,
There are cheese only options for that. And there
Okay.
are, for those of you that pre-registered, there will be gluten-free lunches that will be delivered at the same time with Sheets lunches that were prepared by Penn State.
okay, the gluten, he's not gluten-free, but he has, yeah.
If he's
like
vegetarian,
preservatives.
there's a cheese option.
Okay, preservatives, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay.
I've never done a Zoom before, so this is all new to me. I don't know.
Okay.
Can you?
And I noticed you're Shannon. That's why I kind of was
Yeah,
surprised.
I don't know why. I'm under Shannon's thing, but I'm Christy.
Hi,
I'm with
Christy.
I'm with Mifflin Juniata. My daughter has dairy free, and it's not just allergic. It's called galactosemia, which so like I'm with the lady that spoke right before that. Like so like even the Sheets meal, no cheese. Like I'm thinking our HOD put, or whoever filled our stuff out, I'm pretty sure that they probably put that in, but those are my big concerns.
Yeah, we don't offer those, or I should say Penn State doesn't offer those. We basically have gluten-free, vegetarian, or normal. We don't have dairy-free, we don't have dye-free, we don't have nut-free. Those are not options that are provided to us. You'll need to try and provide those the best that you can.
Okay, because it was like she said, like when we went last year, it was real nice to go up to and because they would have it marked like dairy free and all that.
Yeah,
So,
unfortunately, Penn State is doing a construction in the dorms
right.
in
I
their thing, and they're
understand.
putting in a dishwasher process. So the option that Penn State presented to us was for all of you to go to South and Pollock, which meant that
Okay.
you had to go all the way down, walk down there. And for those of you who haven't been there, this is all downhill, like a good 15-minute walk and 15 minutes back. So we convinced them to do something special at their arena for the same price, which is only like 100, 150 yards away from where you're staying, and it's flat. So we don't have the same accommodations, and I apologize for that, but really we're handcuffed. It's really difficult because even spectators can't really have places to go like they used to. We're really handcuffed with the situation, but we feel it's much better than having gone to South and Rediford to eat. It would have been a real hassle.
Right. And then like I heard somewhere along the line, like ice cream sandwiches was something. So in other words, I should just bring her stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, that's at opening ceremonies. I don't know if we're going to have popsicles, Erica, or something else other than ice cream sandwiches, but that's just a treat that we added at the opening ceremonies. And then again, at Sports Fest, there's an ice cream social, so I apologize, but there are other things there like cotton candy and popcorn that'll be available.
All right. Well, thank you.
Erica, I have a question. It's
Yes.
Catherine Miller from Montgomery County. One of my swimmers has always brought his own food, and in the past, the dining halls, we've taken it to the dining halls and they've heated it up. Is that going to be an option?
That will not be an option this year because we're not in a real kitchen. We're using concession stands at an arena that seats 17,000 people. So I apologize. Now,
No worries.
there are microwaves
In the dorms.
And there are those in the actual Finley Hall, but they're not at the Bryce Jordan Center. I apologize.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
I have a question. I'm gluten-free, but I'm HOD, so I don't know where I would get my lunch.
So okay. So I guess you're gonna have to send that to Erica.
Okay.
And you're gonna have to tell us where you're gonna be, because basically on that form it tells us where we're gonna deliver this. So if you're at athletics, that's where we're gonna deliver it. If you're in the dorms, then we would deliver it to Olympic Village and you could pick it up there, but we just need to know.
Okay.
And at dinner and breakfast, you'll have that option on your own. It'll be clearly marked as well vegetarian.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sure.
Paul, I see that we should have put in for gluten-free ahead of time. We did for some of ours. But for vegetarian, you don't have to put it in. That's just a walk-up request.
No,
right?
that's a walk up at the Bryce Jordan Center for breakfast and dinner, and lunch. There'll be cheese sandwiches are provided from the Sheets perspective,
Good. All right, thank you.
and they will be provided on the way home on the bus as well.
And new this year, I am going to have some snacks provided at all the venues. Paul, I need to talk to you about that. And then
This is a Wegmans thing.
yes.
Yes, I do know.
Yeah.
about that, yeah.
So we will have at each venue, in between lunches, before lunches, there will be a table where the lunches will be provided. We will have different types of granola bars, chewy bars, and then healthy
And fruits.
fruits. So mixed fruits will be provided at each location. So nobody will go hungry, I
Yeah,
promise you.
I think the key this year is that at the Bryce Jordan Center, it's going to be one per person as a concession stand kind of handout. And one of the things we added on Friday was this chicken basket thing. And those that know Penn State, the students at Penn State and at football games love this chicken basket thing. You get chicken and fries in this thing. So we're doing that as a surprise for the athletes this year. Hopefully many of them will enjoy it. But at lunch, same thing. It's one per person, because basically we have to provide lunch to everybody via these sandwiches. So you can't have 3 for one person or any of that. We really took the count of athletes, and then we added the number of coaches, and then we padded that by like 500 sandwiches to try and cover everybody. So again, I apologize. This is not our problem. This is a Penn State issue. We're really trying to accommodate everybody with food this year. So we're going to have to try and be respectful of everybody so everybody gets to eat.
Question. Charity with Area M. I'm coaching athletics. My question would be, if I have athletes that are out at Olympic Village or healthy athletes during lunchtime, do I
Yes.
need to have them come to the athletic field
So
in order
so-
to get lunch?
Yeah,
Or
so
do
what
you-
we're trying to accomplish is we're providing the lunches based off of athletes at each venue. In addition, at Olympic Village, we're providing additional 500 sandwiches there for athletes that would normally be at the dorms and not at their venue. So we don't have a ton of sandwiches extra at Olympic Village, so we want them to be at the venue. But if they're not at their venue because they're not competing and they're at the dorms, they should come to Olympic Village and go to the tent and pick up their lunch there.
Okay, so I don't
What we
always
don't
have
want
to
is
direct.
what we don't want is for you to have 50 people that you send to Olympic Village and not to their venue, because we'll be moving sandwiches all over the place.
Right, but I have 32 athletes, and I'm not, say on
Yeah.
Friday, my walkers might not be walking at that time.
If you have 32
so-
people and 28 of them in there and 4 up there or whatever, what we don't want is your 32 people to show up at Olympic Village, because we won't have food for them. It's going to be down in athletics.
Okay, but if there's like 4
Yeah,
something.
that's fine. What we did is we created extra at Olympic Village for those that were like ancillary people, but we really pushed the food out. Like, for example, this is a great example of basketball. We used to give 50 sandwiches to, but there's 320 people. They all went to the dorms. We put those at a different location. Swimming has 450 people and only got 25 lunches. We put 450 lunches at swimming now. But we did create an extra pile at Olympic Village of 500 sandwiches to accommodate those minimum ones that come out of that don't balance out, if that makes sense.
Okay, thank you.
It's a guess. I mean, we're guessing, but we wanted to make sure everybody was fed.
Yeah, I think just a note on top of that, Paul, as we've said a few times here, if you did have any specific gluten-free requests, they will be at the venue. Those will not be, we will not be making accommodations to like figure out that you're not going to be at the venue and then get those things delivered to a.
Yeah, they will be at the venue.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hi, this is Melissa.
Go ahead, Melissa.
Yeah, I'm pivoting away from lunches and talking about arrivals.
Sure.
We're the Montgomery equestrian team that's not taking the bus this year. It was very difficult to get to because we have a early-ish morning event at the Ag Arena. So we have 6 athletes. Everyone's driving in privately. crystal clear on the coaches parking, not a problem for us, right, with the east parking deck. So just to talk us through the registration dorm process, all of our parents driving who will be there for the weekend, they also have to register their car to park in lot 82. Is that
East
correct?
deck.
Okay.
There'll be an east deck.
East
East
deck.
deck.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we'll get them to register, get them a parking pass for East deck. On the day of arrival, parents are not allowed in the dorms rooms. Is that correct? Like, last year, I think we entered as a team. I can't remember. So we'll have people, we're coming together. We'll get people registered. We'll get them into the deck. How do we get from the deck to where we need to be in the dorms?
So hang on a second. If they are just doing equestrian,
Yes.
you can park in the equestrian lot during the day with no issues or registration. That lot is unmonitored. So they can park in that lot. But if they're staying over, you'd want to park in East deck. If they are staying at a hotel and just going to equestrian, they shouldn't register at East deck. They should just park out at equestrian during the day and go back to their hotel at night.
Okay, that's clear. That's crystal clear. Got it. But what do we do for the day of unloading? That's the piece. Where do they go to unload and get our athletes into the dorms?
There's 6 cars.
Yeah.
There'll be 6 cars plus,
Rick, would
give
you
or
want them in lot 82 just to do the unload and leave?
Not really.
No?
I mean, when are they coming in?
take. Thursday morning.
Early
Well,
Thursday morning.
How early Thursday morning?
I don't know yet. I mean, I think our event starts at 11. So we try to get in, changed, and over to the Ag Arena before then to get the horses tacked and get them warmed up. So I'm guessing we would probably arrive at least around 9-ish.
I would say if it was before 9 o'clock, yeah, come in and do that. But
That's
Okay,
lot
we can-
82 off of Park where
So if
oversized
we-
vehicles are.
If we get there before 9 o'clock, we can sneak into lot 82 and unload?
yes.
Where the
Okay.
oversized vehicles and the vans are, that side, you'll be directed to your right, not to your left where the buses come in. You could unload there and then leave.
Okay.
And
Well,
do it quick and do it,
we'll arrange to do that then. Yeah.
and do it quickly.
Yeah,
So-
and then you can park out at Ag Arena with no issues with those vehicles and they can
Yep.
get in hotels at night. And then you're not gonna burn 6 passes in East deck that we may need for somebody else.
Yeah, that's kind of that's
Yeah,
perfect.
Okay.
Yep.
the one thing that, we definitely want to try to avoid is having 100 people hear this and go, I'm gonna get there by 9 o'clock so that I can unload in lot 82 and then have a disaster on our hands.
Well, I mean, the option is we'll get the parking passes for the deck and unload from the deck. I mean, because I know we can't unload from the street. I think the latter is the situation. It's kind of
I think
unload.
you'll be fine with
What kind of
6.
stuff do you have to unload?
It's just the athletes things.
Then go to East deck.
Go to East Deck.
That's
Okay.
what we're asking everybody else to do. Go to East deck and unload from there.
Okay.
Yeah, I
we'll
mean,
do that.
if you were bringing big things like saddles or anything like that, or.
I mean, we are, but that'll get unloaded at the Ag Arena,
Okay.
and then
If
we'll
it-
park in East Deck and just bring our,
Yes.
stuff
Yes,
into
if
the,
it's just your athletes and their belongings, just do it from East deck.
Okay.
Yep.
Just pre-register.
Pre-register and do it from East Deck. Got it.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yep. Thanks.
Thanks.
Hey, this is
I'm sorry, I want Rick to emphasize, if you actually go ahead and register your car with your license plate for the East Deck and for the weekend, and if you need to get out and go do something on campus and come back, Rick, you said that obviously your parking spot may be gone, but you can still come in. I want you to walk that process through.
You should be able to get in.
Yeah, so it actually is plate recognition. So
Yeah.
your plate number needs to be accurate.
Right.
They read when you pull up to the gate, you don't need to take a ticket if you pre-registered. It'll read your plate and it'll open and close the gate automatically. You won't need anything like that in order to that. If for some reason it didn't work, then either you have the wrong plate number or there's a problem with it. You can press the button and they have a call-in number and they'll help you through the gate.
I have a question. Can I register on Wednesday because I'm getting a rental and I will not know
Yes.
the plate number?
Yes, you can register on Wednesday because we need the actual plate number. If for any reason you have a problem registering because we're out of passes at that point, just reach out to us at the help desk, the Penn State help desk number that we're going to provide.
Okay, because I'm head of delegation for Lehigh.
You should be fine. It should be fine.
Okay.
It's Jane Burkett, and I'm sure other people have this issue. I registered last year, really quickly. I don't know where I put my ID or my password. We'll be able to reset that.
So I put that in the chat. When you go out there and you try and re-register, if your email address is on file, you'll have to request what your ID was and reset your password. And I will tell you, because my wife registered like 90% of you last year, because no one did it in advance. All of you are going to have password resets this year. You should do it well in advance and do a password reset.
All right. Thank you.
Because a lot of people didn't do it in advance and came to the tent, and we set up that little thing and we set all that up for you. And we set the passwords that, just to get you through the door and all that. All of you are going to have password resets this year, or a large percentage of you.
Yeah, I did do it at home in advance. I just didn't think I would.
Yeah, so I would definitely do that in advance. And again, any issues with IDs and password, we'll provide the Penn State help desk number and their hours. You can contact them and they'll reset it for you if you can't do it online.
Okay.
I have a question also.
I'm sorry.
I have a question also. If there's only 200 spots, like you just told the person with the question to have the parents register and go there, but if they're not going to be staying there, then that's going to take away spots.
Yeah, so we have estimated there's about 170 vehicles and vans based off of last year, and like 55 or 65 buses. We have about 220 spots. So as long as everybody registers one per vehicle, we think we're going to be fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're going to monitor that, but we think we're going to be fine. And last year we only got 50 spots in East Deck because they had the sinkhole down at Eisenhower. We have 200 spots in East Deck. We want that to be the primary place for people to park because A, you can come and go, and B, it's right next to the dorms across the street.
And
it's 100 feet from the creamery, which everybody loves.
Yeah. Are you going to have carts over there for us to put our belongings in to take
We
over?
are not. We will not have those over there. We will not. Those are only for bus arrivals.
Hey, this is Christy. Regarding parking, first off, and I apologize, I missed the beginning of the meeting. So I'm assuming when I get this, it'll have the link to register our cars for East Deck.
We haven't sent that out, but yes, you will. You will get it. We haven't gotten them from Penn State. We believe we'll have them by Tuesday. If not,
okay, does that also include for handicap parking?
So handicap, everybody here at this event has handicap
I know.
So it's first come, first serve. We do not have handicap parking for the 2,000 people.
Okay, where would the handicap parking be? East Deck, or I mean, that's
each of the decks. And in East Deck, each of those are right there when you come in. The first level, once those are full, there's not any more of them.
Great, thank you. A couple more. Is there going to be parking at Bryce Jordan?
There is. So Bryce Jordan has two lots. It's called Stadium West and Jordan East. So, and there's also Porter North. So if you were to drive, for example, you want to take a handicap and drive and not take the ADA bus to opening ceremonies, you can park in Porter North. All the venues you can basically get close to parking with, except for the white building.
Okay. And my last question, snacks at the venues. Anything going to be gluten-free for there?
No.
No.
Just the fruit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fruit.
Okay. Thank you.
Paul, this is Scott from Montgomery again. An observation or question of if we're having two major meals at Bryce Jordan Center, why are the Sports Loops buses not stopping there?
Why are the what?
The loop bus.
So, and the reason for that, and then again, beyond our control, Penn State did a big demolition of the stadium, which many of you may have seen on social media or in the news. Curtin Road is completely closed because they took down the whole west side of the stadium and they're doing this work. We can't take a bus to Jordan Center. We can't run the loop to the Jordan Center because that road is closed. What I think Rick was saying earlier is if you wanted to take a bus from East Halls, which is right there on Bigler Road, down to Jordan Center and get dropped at that corner at IM, it's literally like 50 yards. you would waste more time getting on the bus and taking the loop than if you just walk down there.
Yeah, and the bus will
is that
drop
where
at the IM
basketball is?
building,
Okay.
which is just catty corner to the Bryce
Yeah,
Jordan
that's
Center.
where basketball is, you know,
Yeah,
so
okay, I know
literally
where you
it's the dorms, those small tennis courts, IM, and then Bryce Jordan.
are. Okay. My
So the
follow-up
bus
question.
drop is relatively close to BJC. You just have to cross the street.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. I'll have a follow-up question. Maybe you should send a one-on-one to either you or Rick, but and it may be typical of other Eastern programs. You know, our bus ride's about 4 hours, and we cannot, you know, I'm waiting to see what your time is you're telling us to be there, because we can't really control unless we leave at 4 in the morning.
You'd be one of the last, you'd be one of the last ones. I
Yeah,
mean,
you're
I-
one of the last ones. And in
Yeah.
addition, I think this year we added a porta potty out there at that location for those of you that do not have that on your bus. So we added that as a convenience too for any delays.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna look at where people are coming from, and we're not gonna make somebody from Philadelphia get
Okay.
a 9 o'clock arrival time. You
But
know,
we're gonna make Blair County come last. No, I'm just kidding.
I am always early, and
I'm
I'm
kidding. I'm
always
joking with you, Jane.
I think
Jane's like,
the
stop picking on me.
I think the Center
Paul
County
picks on me
delegation
every
should all
year.
walk.
I'm used to it.
Erica, there was a few questions in the chat just about HOD arrival. Can you just give the time
Yeah,
frame for
absolutely.
that on Wednesday?
I responded and I realized I didn't respond to all. I responded directly to the one message, so I apologize about that. I do see that Rick responded as well. The HOD arrival registration and key pickup is Wednesday, June 4th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. We will have Paul, Rick, myself, and some committee members. We will have our head of delegation meeting from 5 to 6. Right out there at that cafe. And then the head of delegation dinner will be from 5 to 7:30 at the Bryce Jordan Center.
Guys, I have another quick question. At Eastern sectionals this year, the tags did not have athlete names on them. Are they
Right.
going to for summer games?
Yes, so we made the
Okay.
choice, the decision for all sectionals not to put the tags on the back of the athlete and unified partner credentials. They will be at state games. So yes, you will have those
Okay.
for summer games.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
For HOD arrival, do we have to go to the east parking deck, or can we park closer to the dorms to unload all the stuff we bring with us?
Since you're coming on Wednesday, you can park closer to the dorms to do that.
But
Yeah,
you must move the
But
east
move-
deck
you have
once
to
you
move.
unload.
Yeah.
Right. Just talking
Yeah.
about unloading. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you can do
And
when you come
Tracy-
into that back lot off of Park, it's lot 82, you'll turn to your right where we had the oversized in the vans. That's going to be your parking area. If you go left, that's all going to be marked off, because the way Penn State did construction there, we can't pull the buses in because of the islands. We have to keep that full lot open for arrivals and departures.
Yeah, and Teresa, as Rick had alluded to before, we will have construction at the corner of Park Avenue in Bigler, and then also Finley, the alley back there going back to Finley Dining Commons. That is all completely blocked off as well. So you will
Yeah,
not be
we
able
will
to-
actually have an officer this year because of last year. We got in a lot of trouble. We almost got fined for that, as well as the CATA stops. The police will be monitoring both those locations. We had to pay for police in those locations to keep people out of there because we really upset them last year.
Somebody in the
Hi,
chat
it's-
earlier posted that there was a height restriction on the east decks. I missed that. I'm sorry. What is it?
It's 8 feet 2 inches according to Google.
Thank you.
So I have a
Okay,
question.
I have a couple. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, never mind. I'm Kelly. I'm a brand new athletics coach from York. I've never been to Penn State, have no idea what I'm doing. Please tell me that it will be easy for me to get my athletes where they need to be. I'll be able to know where I'm going and what I'm doing, and there'll be signage and people everywhere.
I think that the biggest thing is that you attended this call. You're going to receive this handbook. Again, the handbook we are updating to make sure it's completely accurate with maps and a lot of things. That'll be your second piece of resource. There'll be plenty of signage, and there's lots of help in the east dorm area in Finley Halls. There's the safety and security officer, SOS, as well as there's help from the SOBA people. You'll have plenty of people that will be able to help you this year. And we'll have a daily meeting. For those of you who don't make that daily morning meeting that gives you the recap of what's going to happen that day, it's important that you come into that 7 a.m. meeting, especially you new people, to learn what to expect each day.
We also have, so I'm the sport director for athletics, and we have Ashley, her, Erica, and Jason will be helping. Jason from Poconos, Marola, will be running athletics. We'll share our contact information. Actually, should be in the handbook. So any questions you have about athletics specifically, we'll be glad to help out ahead of time. And by the way, I just did a quick Google draw. It's 600 meters walk from the Bryce Jordan Center to the track, which is just a lap around the track plus. So it's an easy walk.
I love it.
And
I was
it's-
going to
it's
ask
flat
you
as
what
well. It's
600
very
meters
level.
was,
It's-
Scott.
It's
Yeah,
level.
and
So this,
Bryce Jordan does make it kind of convenient to get to some of these different venues, right? So like the track, right? Where everyone typically would have, I think, shuttled there in the past from East Halls. So yeah, Scott, to your point, and we've kind of mapped out the walking paths. We'll have signs that kind of go all along the walking path, kind of the best way to get from Bryce Jordan down to the track, as well as over to tennis and swimming. Again, it's probably equally as far. I mean, it probably sounds about right, like probably about 600 yards, right? To get from Bryce Jordan over to tennis and swimming as well. So we really do encourage people to walk. They're relatively, so athletics walking there, you'll actually be going downhill. Swimming and tennis walking there, it's pretty flat. So again, I think just encourage walking as much as possible, but we will have the shuttles if
Yeah.
needed.
And if you
The
drive
shuttle-
if you drive to athletics, there is parking down there. There'll be a police officer down there as well. This year, we will strictly enforce no parking on the grass next to athletics or the track. There'll be signs there as well as a police officer, and that people will immediately be ticketed.
Yep.
That
I
was
said
abused.
that
That was another
earlier.
area that was abused last year. It's just not Penn State, again, big campus. They do not like us to park on their grass, and they're going to enforce it this year with us.
Will we be able to unload there?
You can pull up on the pavement, unload there, and then go
Yeah.
back and park in Hastings next to it. Yes.
Thank you.
Quick question about housing. Last year, the delegation was all on one floor, males and females, same floor. Is it the same way again this year? I'm just wondering because we're very low on male volunteers with our delegation. So if they're going to be on a separate floor from the majority of us, we just like to know that ahead of time.
You will definitely know ahead of time, Jill. We're working on it and finalizing everything. We will have both. We'll have male and female floors and mixed gender floors as well. So we're working on it. We're trying to be mindful as possible of getting all the delegations on the same floors and also in the same dorms. You will get something from me probably next week on which dorms you will be in.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And just that stuff will go out to the regional sport directors, which will then likely be shared with the RSDs. I don't know if that information is historically shared with each of the coaches. So I know we have a lot of people on the call that are coaches. But again, just know if you've got some specific questions, you can go to your regional sport director. They should have the information.
Okay, I have a quick question. This is probably more towards Rick and Paul. So I'm the one that unfortunately I was not able to get off work during the day, Thursday and Friday. So like I said, I'll be coming up after I get off work at 3:30. So that'll put me around that area around a little after 4 o'clock, depending on traffic. When I register my personal vehicle, because I'll be driving it, will that get me through the whole weekend?
Yes.
For Thursday,
Yeah,
Friday,
yes.
Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, we have 200 spots in East Deck. It's first come, first served. We don't know if
Right.
we can get any additional there. So don't wait to register. Register well in advance so you get one of those 200 spots.
Okay, and the registration will be sent out next
We're going to
week,
either send it, we're going to send it Friday or Tuesday. We're going to get it out to you.
Friday or Tuesday.
That'll
Okay,
give
and then
you
my
a
next,
full 8 or 9 days to get registered. But we
Yeah,
want you to
I'm-
register next week if you can.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree.
definitely. No, definitely. I'll register as soon as I get it. My next question is, and I'm with Team Mifflin Juniata, our HOD, Rachel Peters. I think she's still on the call. I believe this is her first time being HOD, and I had offered to come over Wednesday to help her get everything set up. Is that an issue, or am I able to
Nope,
come?
you're
and
able
assist
to do
her?
that. These spots are available for that whole time frame. As long as you're
Okay.
registered, you're fine.
Just a
Okay, so
friendly
I-
reminder about these spots though, when we give out that QR code, do not share it with all your family members and friends. This is for you, for the HODs, for the coaches, for everybody involved with Special Olympics. We do not want to have an abundance of people saying, well, my HOD gave it to 4 of her family members. That's not what we're doing. It's specifically for Summer Games participants.
Right, right. I just wanted to make sure that I was going to be covered for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so I didn't have to like register.
No,
You know,
I think that's
I'll-
fine.
This
If
is my
those
first
pe-
year.
Yeah, if those people are coming extra, we have free parking that you don't need to register for in Stadium West or Jordan East, which is on the map, that they can park all weekend without any issues.
Okay, so say I come Friday night, when I get off work, because I'll be staying Friday night into Saturday, so I don't have to worry about that. But I get to East Deck on Friday, everything's full. Am I allowed to park at Stadium West or
Yes,
Jordan East?
yes.
Okay, and I
It
don't
won't
have to worry
matter.
about
Stadium
anything, I
West
can
and
just park
Jordan
there?
East, they are not going to police those or ticket those in those 2 locations. Though I'll caution you that on Friday, Penn State during the day is having a football camp. That lot is going to be extremely busy on Friday.
Okay, well, I won't be up there till after
It won't
4
matter
o'clock.
then. If you can't get an East Deck, you'll be there. But again, those spots will be available in East Deck most likely if you pre-register.
Okay, awesome. All right, thank you.
So, and again, I'll emphasize, so I've requested the links or the QR codes from Penn State Parking.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting for those. Hopefully I have those by Tuesday, so that I can get them out. But I'm just waiting for them from the Penn State Parking Office. So if it's not Tuesday, you know, don't start pinging us about them. We'll get them to you as soon as we have them.
Hey, that was Sue Paterno just called me. She's super excited for everybody to get here.
One
I
more
told her I was
parking,
on the phone with you and she's like, tell them I'm ready.
one more parking question.
Sure.
If you're renting and you won't know until you can pick up the rental,
That's when you're
Can
going to have
we-
to register your vehicle.
you
Yeah,
can't
it-
register, you register with, say, my personal vehicle's
No,
plate,
if you
then getting and change it.
register, again, caution everybody, if you register with any plate number, that spot is gone. We don't get it back. Then you re-register, you can't edit it. So only register when you have the plate number that you're going to park, or you will burn passes that will be empty spots that we can't use.
Thank you.
So, quick question on parking. So y'all will send this out tomorrow for us to be able to start registering?
No. We will, I just said, we will send them out as soon as I get them.
Yes.
I've requested them from Penn State. I have to wait for the parking office to send me the links. Once we get the links, we will get them out to you as soon as we can.
We hope by the end of the week, we will get them to you.
Yeah.
That is our goal. Worst case Tuesday.
All right.
I've got a question on the keys. When we get the keys, when will they be active?
So the keys for the dorms will be activated Wednesday afternoon for the HODs to get in and start decorating the dorm rooms. They will be activated for them. Thursday morning for everyone else who's coming on Thursday, those dorm rooms will be activated.
Eric, it's Jane. Quick question. Where would you like the HODs to grab their lunch? One specific venue, Olympic Village, or doesn't it matter?
It doesn't matter, wherever you are, you can go ahead and get your lunch. Hey, even we're offering, if the Creamery ice cream is open and you're walking by and you want to jump into the Creamery, get one of their pre-made wraps or sandwiches or ice cream, go there.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna try and close this out. I just want to say a couple things. Like, as far as the committee is concerned and everybody from SOPA this year, we are, I think, well planned this year than we've ever been. I think that we learned a lot from last year from what Penn State with this new electronic parking and changed some things in Arrival. So we are super excited for you guys to come and looking forward to see all the athletes. I think the biggest thing that we're really going to try and do is really work together to make this the best that we can. But I think that with the number of issues on campus, we have most of those resolved. We really just have to pray for good weather, but we're super excited to have everybody come, especially the first timers. I think this year's probably one of the strongest committees that we've had, and the SOPA staff has done an excellent job of preparing this, as well as Penn State. So the facilities look great. We're in East dorms. The food is a hiccup, but I think it'll be an improvement over eating in the dorms, to be honest, which we had a lot of complaints on last year. So with that, I can't wait to see you guys, and I'm really looking forward to hosting you at Penn State at my home venue.
And I can just say due to that, because this is my home venue too, and we're really proud and so honored to have you come and be a part of the Penn State community. We love it here. So welcome, everybody, drive safe. Please, as we've put in the chat, a lot of people have been asking about the gluten-free, and please email me because I've already submitted 35 gluten-free lunches.
Yep.
To catering. So if I need to add any more, please do it by tonight because I have to send that revision tomorrow to catering.
Yeah, and if you have not done this questionnaire on HODs at this point, shame on you. Get it done tonight. We need it. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you. And again, we're really looking forward to it. Pray for good weather. It's been miserable here.
That's a good sign. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you.
That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you guys.